Section 8.2 is adding sign numbers. So there's two rules you need to follow when we're adding sign numbers. The first one says if the signs are the same, add them up and keep the sign. So our first example, let's just use 3 plus 4. We've done that for absolutely ever. 3 plus 4 is 7. Say we have negative 3 plus negative 4. Signs are the same. We simply add them up. 3 and 4 is 7, and we keep the sign. It's like thinking in terms of money, as I mentioned in the last section. We have $3 and $4, we have $7. And negative is kind of like owing. So we owe 3, we owe 4, we owe 7. It makes sense when you kind of use that money adage. The second rule, if the signs are different, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number and keep the bigger number sign. So let's use 3 and 4 together. Let's say we have minus 3 plus 4, and we have 3 plus minus 4. So the smaller number from the bigger, so we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, so 3 from 4 is 1. The bigger number sign is positive, so therefore it is a positive 1. We can write positive, but we don't need to, it's assumed. The second example, again, we subtract 3 from 4, and the bigger number sign is negative, so it would be negative 1. Again, if we think in terms of money, we have $4, we spend $3, we have $1. If we owe $4, we pay $3 back, we still owe $1. So again, all of that money kind of helps us solidify that. So problem number 1 here is negative 7 plus 9. So using our rules here, the signs are different. This one's negative, that's positive. So we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. That's 2. 7 from 9 is 2. The bigger number sign is positive. Therefore, this is a positive 2. Let's do number 2. We have minus 7 plus 3. Okay, we subtract the smaller number from the bigger number because our signs are different. So 3 from 7 is 4. Our bigger number sign is negative. So the answer would be negative 4. So like we owe $7, we pay 3 back, we still owe 4. So as the numbers get bigger as we go down the column here, problem number 17 is minus 19 plus minus 7. And they put it in brackets only because you can't put two signs right together. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just proper form to display numbers. So here we have minus 19 and we have minus 7. So I can circle them to kind of help us keep track of things because we have that additional positive in there, or addition symbol. So my signs are the same. I have minus 19, minus 7. So my rule is if the signs are the same, we add them up and keep the sign. So 7 and 19 is 26. They're both negative, so therefore the answer is negative. Okay. Again, if we kind of use that money analogy, I owe 19, I owe 7 more, so therefore I owe a total of 26. Well, let's say I have 3 numbers. So like in problem number 29, I have minus 36 plus 43 plus negative 17. Okay, again in brackets only because of the two signs right next to each other. Well, we have a couple of different ways we can do it. We can work straight across, or we can group the things that are the same. So I like to kind of group the things that are the same. So here I owe 17 and I owe 36, or I have a negative 36 and a negative 17. So I'm going to add those up because my rule is if the signs are the same, I add them up. So I have 53 at that point because 6 and 7 is 13, carry the 1, total of 5, and it's both minus because I have a negative 36 and negative 17. My signs are the same, I add them up and I keep the sign. Didn't do anything with the plus 43, so it drops down as part of my problem. Well, now I owe 53 if we're using the money, and I have 43, so therefore our rule is if the signs are different, because I have a minus and a positive, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number and keep the bigger number sign. So 43 from 53 is 10. The bigger number sign is negative, therefore my answer is negative 10. Well, what if they throw, like in problem 33, what if they put decimals in? How does that affect anything? Well, it doesn't. Okay, rules don't change. So these are rules, so they're not going to change whether it's fractions, decimals, or whatever. So the signs are the same. So what are we going to do? We're going to add them up. Okay, so we just add them up. 3, carry the 1. Total of 8.3. Signs are the same. Keeps the same sign in its answer, and we're done. What about fractions? Problem number 37. I have -5. Well, what do we have to do when we add or subtract fractions? That's right, we have to get common denominators. So in this particular case, we both have to make them 24. Well, we times this by 4 4s and this by 6 6. Actually, we can make them 12. Let's do that. Okay, so 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12, and that's still negative. That doesn't change anything. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Now I have common denominators. So my next step then, go back to my rules. I have a negative and I have a positive. So subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. Keep the bigger one's sign. Same rules. You have to get common denominators, add or subtract. Well, what happens if the numbers get bigger, like on 43? Well, nothing. I would still do it exactly the same way. You're just working with bigger numbers. Well, here they're all negative on this one. So we're just simply going to add them all up. So we're going to have -32, -76. So we're just going to add them all up, because if the signs are the same, remember, we add them up and keep the sign. It gives a total of 9, 18, negative. Go slow and easy. Nothing really else to change at this point, so let's just review our rules again. So if the signs are the same, you add them up and keep the sign. Signs are the same, add them up, keep the sign. The signs are different, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number and keep the bigger number sign. Okay, these are rules that you're going to need in your notes, because you're going to use them again the entire chapter. So have fun with the homework.